Hello all and welcome to All Red. Giorgi Mamardashvili done deal to Liverpool in a transfer that could be one of the best pieces of business we've ever seen from Liverpool. And I'm going to tell you why. This is the channel that is all Liverpool all the time. It's All Red. Please hit that like button and consider subscribing as we continue to build an amazing Liverpool channel on the interwebs. All right, Giorgi Mamardashvili. Done deal to Liverpool. He's going to be staying at Valencia for one more year before he comes over to Liverpool. And I think this is going to be, historically, perhaps one of the greatest transfer pieces in Liverpool's history. And that might seem a little crazy for a goalkeeper who's only 23, almost 24. But I think Giorgi Mamardashvili is going to be the next world's best goalkeeper. Let's look at the stats to see why I think that's true. Now, Mamardashvili has been playing in Spain. He's been playing for Valencia. And, that's a good league. He's been playing against Barcelona, against Real Madrid. We've seen him make incredible saves against some of the best players in the world. We even saw him on the world stage, the European stage, in the Euros with Georgia. And he was just making save after save, incredible save after save. And this guy is, he's just built to be a goalkeeper. He is 6'6.5". Let's get that half in there. In comparison, Alisson's 6'4". So he's got 2.5 more inches just of reach, of length. It's an incredible physical specimen of a goalkeeper. Giorgi Mamardashvili. He is 23, almost 24. He'll be 24 in a couple weeks. And so clearly Liverpool saw this guy as the long-term future replacement for the current number one goalkeeper in the world, Alisson Becker. Now, Mamardashvili could come in next season and he could take Kelleher's place as the number two, because I don't see Alisson leaving in the next year or two. I think he's got at least two or three more years underneath his Liverpool career. And I think Mamardashvili could come in and be a very, very suitable backup, could get into the cup games, could get into the team, take a year or two to integrate and learn under Alisson, and it would just be that much more incredible. But this guy, for 30-odd million pounds, is coming into a Liverpool team that is clearly being built for the future. All of the work that Arne Slot, Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards has done in this transfer window, which might seem minimal, but we've seen them shake up the academy a little bit. They're sending players strategically out on loan. They're selling the players that don't have a future, and they're bringing in players like Mamardashvili. They're bringing in players, Rio Gamoha from Chelsea. They're building for the future, and at the same time, I'll just come out and say this one time in this video so I can get it out there. They also need to invest in the now, because they have yet to do that in this transfer window for Arne Slot. So let's look at the stats here for Giorgi Mamardashvili, and I'm going to compare him to Alisson Becker. Why not? Let's look at both. So let's look at some key stats here. We've got Giorgi on the left, Alisson on the right. Right off the bat, Alisson's goals against is much better, and that is playing for Liverpool in the Premier League. So that's a very impressive stat. Now, that could also take into account the defense in front of him. You have, Trent Alexander-Arnold, you have Robertson, you have, most importantly, Virgil van Dijk. Mamardashvili doesn't have that. And these, by the way, these are not compared to each other. These are compared to all of the top 5, I think, European leagues, goalkeepers in all top 5 leagues for the last 365 calendar days. Now, there are some incredible stats here that Mamardashvili really stands out with. So the first one that kind of jumps off the page here is penalty kicks saved. This guy is an excellent PK saver, stopper, and you can see why. I mean, he's in the 99th percentile for penalty kicks saved per 90. That's 0.11 per 90 that he has saved. That's an incredible stat. That's a ridiculous stat. 6'6.5". That half inch, I think, gives him a little bit more of an edge. but his frame is just built to be a shot stopper like that. And he has incredible reflexes for someone who could play in the NBA, could play basketball at that height. And save percentage as well, 50% save rate on penalty kicks. Incredible. Alisson, not quite as good. I bet Kelleher probably has a little bit better stats here because I think he's had a little bit more, experience in those cup ties where he's got to get into those penalty shootouts. All right, advanced goalkeeping stats here. This gets kind of interesting here because, again, goals against, all that stuff, penalty kicks allowed. Mamardashvili probably still needs to be a little bit more, cautious with the number of penalty kicks that he gives up. I don't know if that's like a stat where that's him. Is he fouling people in the box or is it his team? That doesn't really matter. I don't really care about that stat. The stat that's really interesting to me is this one right here. So this is post-shot expected goals minus goals allowed. The higher the rating here, the better. And you see 98th percentile here for 0.27 per 90 versus Alisson's, which is plus 0.02. That's in the 55th percentile. So this stat right here is really, really interesting. Positive numbers suggest better luck or an above average ability to stop shots. Post-shot expected goals is expected goals based on how likely the goalkeeper is to save the shot. This does not include own goals. Expected goals totals include penalty kicks, but do not include penalty shootouts. And that is a very, very interesting stat. That just shows you how good of a shot stopper Giorgi Mamardashvili is. And there's a couple more stats here. The launch percentage and the average pass length. Don't sleep on that. Because we all know that Alisson is a good passer of the ball. He can pass. He can do long passes, short passes. But Mamardashvili kind of thrives on these. 92nd and 91st percentile for basically long passes out of the back. That's an incredible stat. Same thing here. Goal kicks. He's good at goal kicks. That's probably just a difference in style of play because Alisson rarely takes a long goal kick. He's usually playing them short. But hey, we've got a guy here who is a world-class shot stopper. He is a world-class penalty saver. He is a world-class passer, both short and long. It's just a perfect fit, right? It's a perfect fit. This guy is going to be an absolute star, an absolute world-class goalkeeper. And why is that important for Liverpool? Well, clearly it's important because every dynasty, especially in European football, especially in the Premier League, you have to have a world-class goalkeeper. Think about, Van der Sar and Man United. Think about Peter Cech with Chelsea. You think about Alisson Becker with Liverpool. Iker Casillas with Real Madrid. Barcelona didn't really need a good goalkeeper. They had decent goalkeepers during their reign, but they possessed so much that it wasn't super duper important. But Liverpool, I think, have just signed the next world's greatest goalkeeper for 30-odd million pounds. And that is an incredible deal, incredible piece of business. And I'm really excited about this. No, it doesn't fill needs we have right now. Absolutely not. But this is an absolute banger of a transfer piece of business that really shows the intent to build for the long term, build a future powerhouse. And I think Liverpool have just struck gold that will be realized in the next 2 to 3 years. Let me know what you think. Are you happy with this signing? Let me know what you think in the comments. Post it down below. We'll have a discussion about it. Are you excited? Do you not care? And what's next for Liverpool this week? We have until, I think, Friday evening if you're in Britain, or Friday afternoon if you're here in the States. So get your comments in below. And as always, up the Reds.
of course.